Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of our La Liga career mode here with Girona. We're back today with episode 9, returning off the back of the crazy summer transfer window. Those final few weeks of the window were mad. If you haven't seen it, make sure to go and check it out. We're going to be focusing on the gameplay today as we enter Sloggy season, and we're going to be playing some more big games in La Liga where we've sort of stumbled out the blocks a little bit, as well as more games in the Champions League as we look to make it through the group stage in our first year in the competition. Let's dive straight in. First game is away at Athletic Bilbao, who have struggled themselves, currently sat just outside the relegation zone. Vamos, Girona. Well, we've got loads of games to get through today, and I'd love to get off to a winning start after what's been a pretty sluggish start to the season, I would say. A bit laboured. We've not really got going. 3 wins and a draw, and that loss at the Bernabeu in our first 5 games in the league. But again, a goal down here against a struggling Bilbao side. We just can't get things going at the moment. Girona trailing once again. Yeah, maybe it is all the new signings and the changes to the squad. Maybe it's the fact that we're now playing Champions League football and we've got more games. I don't know. I'm not too sure. Oh, what a ball by Luis, and Savio with his second goal of the season. The Brazilians linking up, and we are back on level terms. But yeah, we need to turn this around. We need to be winning these sorts of games if we're going to be challenging for the La Liga title this year. And that is the objective, once again, to at least challenge for the title. Oh, that's a great ball. What a ball through. Cut back. It's a lovely build-up and a vital block by Miguel Gutierrez. Still alive for Bilbao, who are looking more likely at the moment. That's a good ball. Kept alive. Swung into the middle, and Fabian Ruiz gets something on it. Still, though, Bilbao looking likely. And the shot comes in, and Julen, against his former team, gets down low to keep it out. 20 minutes to play, still tied at 1 apiece, but Bilbao looking most likely to win this. Corner, Bilbao. Oh, it's off the line by Miguel Gutierrez. I'd like to see that on the goal line technology, because that was off the line by, I think it was Miguel Gutierrez on that near post. That's not cleared, and it's a fantastic block as it's powered back in. Bilbao really ramping up the pressure. Now, Douglas Luiz. Nice build-up. Roya. Space for Luiz on the edge. He might fancy go. Douglas Luiz! Oh, what a hit! The former Manchester City man, who had a 2-year loan spell at Girona, has now returned to the club on a permanent and has surely won us the game with his first goal on his return. What a strike from Douglas Luiz. Girona lead. Well, that was an absolute arrow from Douglas Luiz into that top corner, and it is enough to see us away with all 3 points. Massive, massive victory, and on paper we've started the season okay. I think that's 4 wins from our opening 6, with just that 1 defeat away at the Bernabeu, but it feels like we've been a little bit slow and the performances haven't been great. So Levante up next for Girona back home at the Montilivi. Lots of changes for this one as we host Barcelona in just a couple of days' time. Vamos, Girona. Well, just approaching the half-hour mark, waiting for the first real opportunity of the game. That's a dangerous ball. Zabani attacks it fantastically. And the former Premier League men, Douglas Luiz into Ilya Zabani. And Girona lead once again at the Montilivi. Don't throw this away now, boys. Do not throw this away now. They've had nothing all game, and Julen has to make the stop. It's their first attempt on target in the entire game. And Julen is there. Kokorashvili will swing the corner in. Jimenez gets something on it. Where is that whistle, ref? Where is that whistle, ref? Still trying to see this out. Kokorashvili swings the cross in, and Julen will claim. Well, it was by no means a classic. We controlled it throughout, but right at the death, Levante pushing for that equalising goal. Thankfully for us, Our new number 1, Julen, was on point to keep his clean sheet intact, and it is another 3 points to kick off today's episode for Girona. So huge game here as we travel to the Nou Camp to take on Barcelona. We're just a point behind them and Real Madrid, who are both unbeaten to kick off the campaign. We've already lost away to Madrid at the Bernabeu. Let's see if we can avenge our demons of last season and beat Barcelona at the Nou Camp. Huge game, vamos Girona. Well, Barcelona just completely controlled this fixture last year. They went the goal up around half an hour in, an own goal from Christian Mosquera, and then from there they just completely controlled the game. We didn't really lay a glove on them, and Lewandowski wrapped it up in the second half. And yeah, it's these guys in Real Madrid that we're trying to compete with. We've already lost to Real this season, who have just gone a goal up. And yeah, a big win here would be a statement. That's a fantastic ball by Fabian Ruiz. Savio up against Romeu, checks inside. Brilliant from Savio. And Levi Garcia, who hasn't scored for a few games, gets the shot away. Good, promising counter-attack from Girona. Consecutive corners for Girona. Garcia swings this one in with a little bit more power. Levi Garcia gets his head to it and is denied by ter Stegen. Good bit of pressure this from the away side. Corners into Levi again, headed away, and Mosquera can't get it under control. And Levi now has it. And Ruiz on the run. And Fabian Ruiz went for the dink, and it's just over the top of the crossbar. I saw ter Stegen coming. Maybe he could have carried on running. We know that Fabian isn't the quickest, but I just noticed ter Stegen take a step off his line. Nice feet from the striker. Great hold up. Garcia finds Zigankov, looking for Levi Garcia. It's a lovely little build up from Girona. Great ball in by Zigankov, who we've not really seen the best of this season. Hasn't hit the heights of last campaign, but that was a wicked ball in. And Jarrell can now bring it away. Fabian Ruiz into Savio. Back to Fabian. Nice build up again from Girona. And Fabian wins the free kick here. Dangerous position. Ruiz to deliver it to that back post. It's a great ball. Broja! First touch off the bench for Armando Broja. And it's his first goal for the club. Well, Fabian Ruiz won the free kick. It was his delivery into the middle. And Broja, that big target man in the middle, just brought onto the pitch. Gets goal side of his man and heads past ter Stegen to give Girona a deserved lead. Martinez finds the captain Garcia. Jimenez once again. Garcia into Zigankov, and it's off the top of the woodwork. And still alive here. Garcia wins the header, and there is the whistle. Zigankov hits the crossbar right at the death, but it doesn't matter as Girona hold on. I said at the start of this episode we'd had a bit of a slow start to the La Liga campaign, but there's 3 wins in a row now for Girona, and our first victory against Barcelona in the save. Massive 3 points that will put us above Barca, and I believe just 1 point behind league leaders Real. Huge victory against last year's champions. Massive game up next in matchday 2 of the Champions League group stage as we host Bayern Munich at the Montelivi. We of course drew with Porto in our first group game, so I'd love to pick up our first 3 points here, but it's going to be a huge test against the Germans. Vamos Girona. So we've had to make quite a few changes to our lineup today, with games coming thick and fast in La Liga and the Champions League. And as I said beforehand, I'd love to get our first win in the competition today. And that is a great start by Levi Garcia. It's been a few games since he last notched up a goal, but it's his first in Europe. And that is a huge goal to give us the lead against Bayern Munich. Lima. Big fan of Konrad Lima. I think he's a fantastic player. I'd love to use him in FC this year. Harry Kane, oh, what a chance. And Julen bails me out. Suslov fires it out to Zigankov. 15 minutes into this second half, and we're on track for back-to-back huge victories against Barcelona in the league, and then followed up by a victory against Bayern Munich in the Champions League. What a result this would be, but it's given away by Garcia. Guerrero brings it forward. Sane looking to go around Gutierrez. He does fantastically to hold him up. Oh, Yulin! Oh my God! Tried to just clear the ball up the pitch with Yulin. I know I like to play out from the back, but that time I was trying to go long. For some reason, he just didn't clear the ball. Huge let-off for Girona. Luis into Jimenez and Savio with Bernabe around the corner. Bernabe! Oh, it's off the woodwork. And scrambled away by Bayern Munich, but I think that should be enough to see us out with the victory. Couldn't double up and make it 2, but it is a huge win in match day 2 of the Champions League. Bayern favourites to top the group, but they've come to the Montelivi and tasted defeat for the first time after victory in match day 1. That's 2 huge back-to-back wins for Girona. Barcelona domestically and now Bayern in Europe as well. We are well and truly on our way to becoming a heavyweight. Well, we remain just a point behind Real Madrid, who are still unbeaten at the top. It is pretty tight at the moment, but before we jump into this next game against Alaves, we've had a ridiculous player conversation with Gabri Veiga, saying that he's unhappy that he's not playing and that he wants to leave. I mean, he's literally been here, he signed on deadline day. He's been here for a month, 6 weeks. How is he already kicking off about the fact that he's not playing? Like, yes, he's not started every single game, but that's because we've had to rotate. We've had Champions League midweek games. He signed a 4-year deal. I'm sorry, Gabri, you're not going anywhere. You're just going to have to get on with it. I do think that it makes sense occasionally when the player comes to you and says that they want to move away, but in this case, it's just utter nonsense. So Gabri Veiga's going to be unhappy, but he is going to be staying here regardless because he signed a 4-year contract. We've also seen in the background, I've been doing a position change for Jarell Hato. Didn't expect to see any growth, but that does now make him a natural CDM. So we can up his work rate to high from medium and just gives us another option in midfield while still being able to slot in at centre back and at left back. So we will jump into our next game, and the team is fully rested and back to our full strength 11 as we host Deportivo Alaves at the Montelivi. Vamos, Girona. Well, I have been a little bit critical at the beginning of this episode about our start to the La Liga campaign, but there's no denying... Oh, that's going to drop in. That's so unfortunate from the defender. There's no denying we've certainly been a little bit more on it today. Huge back-to-back wins against Barcelona and Bayern Munich, and I think it's 4 wins from 4 so far in today's episode, looking to make it 5 from 5 against Deportivo Alaves, so we've certainly not been sluggish today. That is a huge deflection off the defender. I'm not sure if Savio is going to claim it. He is, for I think his 3rd goal of the campaign. I saw you, Douglas, and Levi's onto it, and this should be 2. Surely, Levi Garcia absolutely rifles it in. Fantastic finish, and it's another goal for Levi. 2-2 for the big Trinidad and Tobago striker. Gutierrez into Veiga. Round the corner to Douglas Luiz and Savio. Oh, it should have been 3 on the weaker right foot. It's a lovely little move, but well kept out in. Oh, what is my 50th match for the club, and it's been a fantastic start from Girona. 3 goals up inside 25 minutes and 3 points surely in the bag. Corner, should be one at the near post, and it is. That's well kept alive, and Mosquera with a fantastic tackle. Great defending from Christian, and we've just been comfortable in this second half. Haven't really needed to push ourselves, exert too much energy, but here goes Gabri Veiga. Should have pulled it across the box to Suslov, and there's the 4th to seal it for Girona. Really comfortable victory for us today. Thomas Suslov rounds it off with a 4th, and what a way to mark my 50th game as manager of the club. We'll see if it's taken us to the top of the table if Real Madrid have slipped up, but yeah, a fantastic victory, and we've been lights out in today's episode. Well, unfortunately, the Real Madrid win machine just keeps on winning, and they still remain unbeaten, a point clear of us at the top. Barcelona still just 2 points behind us, despite us winning at the Nou Camp. Osasuna still unbeaten, although 4 draws from their first 9, and Atletico Madrid not too far behind as well. Valencia, who we face next in that final Europa League spot, as it's quite congested once again in La Liga between the top teams. Looking to stick with Real Madrid and Barcelona. Huge game against Valencia. Vamos, Girona. Douglas Luiz is pretty good from free kick situations. Luiz goes up and over. Oh, it's a good save. Don't think it was quite in the corner from Douglas, as I'm not sure what's going on with my shirt there. Yeah, it wasn't quite in the corner, but keeper still had to get across to it. Captain Garcia will swing the corner in, headed out only as far as Savio, who will let fly, and again it's pushed away by Rivero. Garcia gives it away to Porto, who of course is on loan at Valencia, but we've given him permission to start this one as he's heading there on a permanent at the end of the season. That's a great ball to Zigankov. Defender on a yellow. Can't make the challenge. Zigankov comes inside. Viktor Zigankov. That's what we've been waiting for from the Ukrainian. His compatriot's still down injured. It's been a slow start from Viktor, but that's what he's all about. The skills, the trickery, comes inside and has the finish. That's another strong tackle, and this time it's Gabri Veiga who's gone down. And that is a worry, because midfield is probably the one area of the pitch where we're maybe a little bit short of options. And now it's Fabian Ruiz looking to bend one. And it's turned round the post well by Rivero in the Valencia net. Still just the one goal in this one, as we go in search of a second. But Valencia still in this game haven't really tested Julen too much. And our defence has been pretty solid, but at 1-0 there's always a chance to get back into this, as Martial with some good work. And Martinez beaten, and the shot comes in and finds its way past Julen. Again, I think he maybe could have got across to it, quite slow in his dive. Oh, now Martinez beaten with the flight of this one. And the strike, maybe I'm being harsh on Julen, but I don't know. I think Tenyas might have got there. Pegged back to 1 apiece with about 20 minutes to go. Can either side find a winner? Jarrell wins it back and keeps it in. Good work from the youngster. Can we create one more opportunity? Garcia to Armando. Now it's Ruiz into Valeri. Just waiting for that opportunity. Jarrell into the captain Garcia, and now it's Viktor Zigankov, denied by Rivero. Corner to be swung in by Garcia. Oh, it's a great ball. Mosquera wins it against his former team. Shows the respect in front of those Valencia fans, but that is a huge goal from the former Valencia defender. Last kick of the game. Fantastic ball by Garcia. And Mosquera just gets goal side of the defenders, heads past Rivero, and in front of the fans that he used to call his home faithful, gives Girona all 3 points. Well, some bad news before we head into our next game in the Champions League, as we see Gabri Veiga going down with that cursed broken toe injury. I wish EA would just add some variation to the injuries. Broken toe for Gabri Veiga, and that's going to leave us very short in midfield. We also see Manchester City coming to us about how little Jan Couto has been playing, so we might have to start getting him in the first 11 a bit more. But a big game to come in the Champions League here. Our next 2 games in the group stage are both against Dynamo Kiev, away first and then at home. If we win both of them, then I'm fairly confident we'll make it through to the knockout stages. So big game here. Unbeaten currently in the group stage. Vamos, Girona. So we've got quite a strong lineup out there for this game, as I think these next 2 games in the group stage could be really important for us. Of course, that massive win against Bayern in match day 2 will massively help our chances of getting through. But yeah, if we win these 2 against... Oh, What a hit from Viktor Zygankov. I was going to say, if we can win these two against the Ukrainians, who are probably the lowest ranked team and the sort of whipping boys of the group, then that'll pretty much secure our qualification. And this is the perfect start. The Ukrainian against the Ukrainians, 2-2 for Viktor Zygankov. And Kuto does well again. And the sooner we can get a second goal and put this game to bed, the better it will be for us as Yan Kuto drives on. It did open up for him, but his shot was blocked. That's nicely worked out to Fabian Ruiz, who hits one brilliantly, and it's off the woodwork, and Garcia's follow-up is cleared away. So not much to report on in that first half other than the goal from Viktor Zygankov. Currently Bayern Munich and Porto tied at 0-0 as well in the other group game, which would be a good result for us and would move us further clear at the top, although there is the goal for Bayern Munich from Koke. Yeah, the quicker we can get a second goal in this game, the better I'll be feeling. I can take some of my starters off and we'll know the points are in the bag. At 1-0, I never like only leading by one. Oh, trouble here. Oh, and it's in. I don't believe it. Well, that's 2 games in a row now where we've failed to keep a clean sheet. It's the first time that Dynamo Kiev have really been forward. It's my fault for pulling Mosquera out of position. I think, again, maybe Yulan could have done better. It's quite a long way out, the header, and he watches it all the way. It's on his side, and yeah, I think he should get something a little bit more significant on that. Pegged back to 1 apiece. Well, already this season we've come from behind couple of times. Oh, it's Savio, sorry, not from behind, but when we've been pegged back and we found late goals, and that's a brilliant one from Savio, pretty much straight from kickoff. Broja, who's just come onto the pitch, lays it onto the path of Savio, and it's a fantastic finish from the Brazilian. I think that's his 4th goal since returning on a permanent in the summer. Really good start to the season for Savio, and surely this time the whistle will go. There it is. And it's a bit of a grind-out victory once again. No clean sheet for us again. 2 games in a row that we failed to keep a clean sheet. But it is another big victory in the Champions League. 7 points from our first 9 in the first half of the group stage. And we're looking on course to make it through to the knockout stages. So we do still sit top of the Champions League group, and a win at home to Dynamo Kiev could send us through if Bayern Munich beat Porto. Attention turning back to La Liga, where Real Madrid still top and unbeaten. They face Levante, who are currently winless and rock bottom of the table, whilst we face mid-table Getafe. We saw this last year with Barcelona's first loss coming to a winless Valencia. Can we hope for the same from Levante? Vamos, Girona. Unal gets away from Mosquera. It's a brilliant run by Enes Unal. And with players converging on him, he let fly, and Yulan turns it away. Of course, in the last 2 games, we have conceded in both. No clean sheets in those 2 fixtures. And Getafe looking to make sure that streak continues here, but Yulan making a good stop on Unal. Kuto drills that into Zygankov, who steps away from Juan Bernat. And the centre-back, and the other centre-back, and Zygankov, what a run, and he's starting to find his form. Individual brilliance from Viktor Zygankov, just too quick, too skillful, steps away from 3 defenders before slamming it into the back of the net. He's still without his compatriot Artem Dovbyk, and it's been a slow start to the season, but he's finally starting to find his groove. Oh, Bernat, risky pass. So's that one. Zygankov to Levi. This should be 2. Ruiz across to Savio, and it is a second. Terrible mistake from Getafe trying to play out from the back. Give the ball away, and it's well worked across the pitch. 5th goal of the season for him, and Girona lead by 2. Should be points in the bag. Given away again by Getafe. Just keep doing that. And Zygankov might fancy a go. Went for the near post. Tried to catch the keeper out, who's not happy with his defence, and I'm not surprised. Corners into Mosquera, and it's his second of the episode. Christian Mosquera scored the late winner at the Mestalla. This one not quite as dramatic, but 3-0, points in the bag and game over. Ruiz goes for it. Oh, decent effort from Fabian Ruiz. What is the keeper doing? Getafe have just been at it all half, just playing ridiculous passes, giving the ball away. I'm pretty confident the points are in the bag, and Fabian Ruiz nearly got that halfway line goal. It was on target and had to be stopped. Well, there is the full-time whistle, and it's been a pretty comfortable victory for Girona. Didn't have to push ourselves and exert any energy in that second half, just controlled the game and saw it out comfortably. Getafe didn't offer much going forward, and we do get a clean sheet for Yulan and the backline. Viktor Zigankov was fantastic in that first half, and it's another 3 points for Girona as we keep up the pressure on Real Madrid. Well, we'll play one more game to close out today's episode, and it's a tough one against Real Sociedad. And you can see Real Madrid just keep on winning. Barcelona have now leapfrogged us. Their only defeat this season coming to us. But we also remain with just that one defeat at the Bernabeu. It has been a very good start to the season, and I think we're actually 8 wins from 8 in today's episode. So if we can pull through with a victory here, that will make it 9 wins from 9 in today's video. I did just want to provide an update on this man, Artem Dovbyk. Obviously, we mentioned him in that previous game, talking about Viktor Zigankov as well. He's still got 5 weeks on the injury, and then of course we're going to have to nurse him back. So yeah, he's still got about a month. I think it'll be January before we see Artem Dovbyk back on the pitch for Girona, but he is getting there slowly but surely, and Levi's doing a decent job in place of Dovbyk. But let's jump into this game. It is Real Sociedad, who are doing pretty well in 7th away at the Reale Arena. A repeat of our first ever game as Girona boss. Vamos, Girona. Yeah, really tough game this away at the Reale Arena. Of course, we drew it 1 apiece. Matchday 1 last season, the first game with our Girona team. And we'll be looking to maybe go one better and win here this season. But it will be a really tough game. And with Real Madrid and Barcelona and Atleti all still winning, we need to make sure that we do the same and keep up this fantastic run of form. Mika through the gap to Garcia. And Alex finds Levi. And Alex Garcia's carried on his run there. Fantastic from the captain. And he's got the finish as well. I think that is his first goal of the season. Whipping out the Spanish dance moves for the away fans. And that is a fantastic start here. Levi finds Alex. The Garcias link up, and it's a fantastic finish from the captain to give us the lead. Kubo fires it into the middle for Lamar. And the former Atletico man finds Zubimendi. Oh, it's brilliantly worked. What a fantastic goal from Real Sociedad. Pavlidis with the finish. Absolutely drills it into that far corner. But the touch beforehand was brilliant. Zubimendi fires it into him. That little turn away from Mika is fantastic. And the finish isn't bad either. It's another game without a clean sheet for Girona. We've definitely not been as good this season as we were last defensively. Oh, I don't believe it. Pavlidis. What a strike. Given away. And he just nicks it off the defender and just unleashes another absolute rocket. The first one was smashed in low and hard. This one is a rocket into that far top corner. Looking to make it 9 from 9. But it looks as if we may fall at the final hurdle as we look to have a 100% win record in the episode. Savio looking to change that. Brilliant from the Brazilian. Picks out Alex Garcia, surely for 2. And it's an absolute cracker at the Reale Arena. Fantastic work from Savio. And Alex Garcia secures his brace and levels the score up for Girona. 15 minutes for either side to find a winning goal here. Pavlidis, who fought back for Sociedad and then gave them the lead. But that's fantastic work from Douglas Luiz. That's what we signed him for in this team. And Fabian Ruiz finds Luiz. And now it's Levi Garcia. Oh, he took it on the wrong foot. I wanted him to bend it with his left, and instead he took it on his right. Over the top, and still tied at 2 apiece. Are we going to have a winner here in this thriller at the Reale Arena? Is there one final chance? Bernabe floats it out to Valeri. Lovely control. Bernabe again into Douglas Luiz. Oh, and his header flashes across the goalpost. And it just lands wide of that far post. Decent point, and we have to respect the point away at the Reale Arena. Fantastic team that Real Sociedad have got, pushing for Europe this season. It is potentially points dropped with Barcelona and Real Madrid, so difficult to catch in La Liga, but we have to respect the point. From a goal down to fight back and claim a point is not a terrible result. Alright then guys, that is where we will leave it for today, part 1 of Sloggy season. If you have enjoyed, then please do drop a like on the video, it's always much appreciated. We'll be back in the next one as we head through the rest of November and December and make our way into the January transfer window. I hope you have enjoyed guys, I'll catch you in the next episode very soon, and peace.